Welcome back to another episode of ROC Boys Football. Today we are taking a look at Lance Zierlein's NFL mock draft. Just one round here, giving you our thoughts and opinions. Once again, appreciate y'all for rocking with the ROC Boys, and let's get into it. First up, we got Evan Neal going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That seems to be a popular pick. Get a guy who is the best tackle on almost everyone's board, protect Trevor Lawrence, get talent around this dude, and help your franchise quarterback out. Interestingly enough, he's still the underdog. I think he's around plus 300 on DraftKings to go number one. So maybe some value there if you're looking for some NFL draft prop bets. Aiden Hutchinson, 2 to the Lions. Makes sense. Hometown kid. You're going to get the best prospect in the draft. And on my big board, fits Dan Campbell and what he wants to do. Great leader off the field. The New York Giants, they trade with the Texans. And this, I like this. I think the Texans should trade out of this pick. They have a lot of holes in their team, and you're not going to solve it with just one pick. Trade back, get some more draft capital. Giants trade up, and they must love Ikem Ekwonu, and they don't think he's going to fall to 5, so they trade up. Get Ikem Ekwonu, who I have him as my third offensive tackle, but I think he's a great fit with the Giants. Comes in, plays right tackle, Andrew Thomas on the left, and you got a really strong offensive line behind Daniel Jones, or in front of Daniel Jones, I should say. New York Jets go Kyle Hamilton. We know they need to bolster up the secondary. Kyle Hamilton's probably the bluest of blue chips in this draft. Like, this dude is going to come in 6'3", 220, great range. Legit could play linebacker if he wanted to. Can do a lot of different things for this defense. And he's just going to be a good football player. I know it's taking a safety at 4, but he's going to be a good football player. Texans go Derek Stingley. The number one cornerback I have on my board. I think it's a good pick for them. Again, I feel like they could just keep trading back and getting more draft capital. They did that once, though, so I like that. And go get CB1. I'm about it. 6, Panthers get Charles Cross, who's my second offensive tackle off the board. I like this pick too. I mean, the Panthers have been plagued with just bad tackles. They haven't allocated any draft capital in years to the tackle position. They go get the best pass protector in the class. 7, Giants get Kevon Thibodeau, who's just taken a fall as of late. It's interesting. Obviously has a little injury concerns, and now people are questioning like whether he wants to play football at a high level. Does he like it or does he love it? Giants get a steal here, though. Third best prospect falling to 7. Take that any day of the week. Falcons go Treylon Burks. I don't see it as much with Treylon Burks. I have him as my wide receiver 5. Size and speeds, it's intriguing, but I think Atlanta could use some help on the defense side of the ball, specifically that defensive line. Guys like Jermaine Johnson, guys like George Karlaftis still on the board. I'd probably go there. One of the worst pass rushing teams in the league. Bottom 2, actually. And bottom 25 bottom 5 in run defense as well. So maybe trading Calvin Ridley. So keep an eye out for that. David Ojabo goes to 9. I'm going Karlaftis. I'm going Jermaine Johnson over David Ojabo. I think he's a little bit of a project. Great production this year, but still struggles in the run game. Tremendous upside with this kid, though, if you're not going quarterback. I'm not going to argue too much about the pick, but if I'm the GM there, I'm going Jermaine Johnson. I'm going George Karlaftis over David Ojabo there. Jets get Ahmad Gardner, so they really are attacking the secondary. I've mocked Derek Stingley and Kyle Hamilton both to the Jets in the same draft as well. I think it's completely reasonable. That secondary stunk out loud. CB2, safety 1, secondary gets way, way better. I'm not opposed to it. I know some of y'all Jets fans don't like it. You guys are in the comments. Let me know about it. I don't mind it at all. I think Ahmad Gardner is going to be really good. I think he's got a great argument to be CB1. I personally don't see it that way. Some people do. You're getting a very good cornerback here at 10. Moving on. 11, Kenny Pickett. The Commanders go get their quarterback. Again, you guys know how I feel about the quarterbacks. I don't really think you have any franchise quarterbacks in this class. That being said, you got to keep swinging that bat if you don't have one. The Commanders are in desperate need of a quarterback. They go get Kenny Pickett. Hey, I'm not going to make an argument for Matt Corral, Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, Malik Willis. Whoever you like, go get. I'm not gonna take a hard stand on any of those guys. If the Vikings don't get Karlaftis or Jermaine Johnson, I'm gonna freak. All right, I like Trent McDuffie. I'm all right with Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie is our cornerback 4. We have Roger McCreary a little bit above him. That could change though, because I think McDuffie's gonna have a great combine. He is one of the best technical guys. The short area quickness is really, really good. He's much better in zone. Questions of like that long speed, the length, a little bit shorter. People question that speed. We'll see at the combine what he measures and what he tests like. You can't argue this dude's film though; it's phenomenal. People barely caught passes on this dude, and if they did, it was for like no yards. I mean, he let up like 16 or 11 receptions or something for 16 yards. It's something crazy. I mean, this dude is a stud. Don't hate the pick at all. Jermaine Johnson, George Karlaftis, falling Jermaine Johnson over Karlaftis. I love it. I think the Browns go get a wide receiver here. Garrett Wilson still on the board. That's probably where I'm going. That being said, Jermaine Johnson is going to be a top 10 guy on my big board. I think definitely top 15. Great Senior Bowl. This dude put together phenomenal Florida State film. I'm a huge fan of Jermaine Johnson. Baltimore Ravens go get Trayvon Walker. That definitely fits their scheme on defense. I think they go into offensive line here. Kenyon Green, Tyler Linderbaum, kind of established that dominant run game that kind of brought them to the playoffs. They got a little bit away from it. Got banged up at running back, got banged up at offensive line. I still have Karlaftis over Trayvon Walker. That being said, I think there's a lot of versatility with Trayvon Walker. I think he can certainly play that 3 tech. He's got some super powerful hands. Not totally against his pick. Well, I don't like this pick. I don't have Trayvon Walker that high. 15, we're going to the Eagles, and they go get Kenyon Green. Pair him up with Landon Dickerson, Jason Kelsey. That's a very good interior offensive line. Kenyon Green is a guy very high on my big board. That being said, I'm not a huge fan of like taking a guard this high. I think you can get guys like Jamari Salyer in the 2nd or 3rd round who have pretty similar value. That being said, you're not using a top 15 pick to get it. I don't hate the player though, so I'm all right with it. Eagles go Drake London. Again, I have guys like Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave higher just because of their ability to get separation. I see the argument with Drake London. Very good contested catch. And Lance Zierlein might just like bigger wide receivers more. I personally prefer guys who can run really good routes and get separation. He seems to prefer the bigger guys with the contested catch ability. And he might balance out the Jalen Reagor, Devontae Smith duo a little bit better than Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave do. 17, the Steelers trade with the Chargers and go get Malik Willis. It's no secret that Mike Tomlin likes Malik Willis. Trades up and gets him here in this mock. Apparently followed him around all Senior Bowl. Malik Willis probably going to be my QB1 just because the tools that he has gives him such a good upside. He has NFL level athleticism, and so there's a difference, I think, at the college. Matt Corral is more of a college football athleticism. Like he was making it happen on the ground with his feet. In college, I don't really see him being that prolific as a weapon at the NFL level. Malik Willis has NFL level athleticism. That being said, he just seems to process the game a little bit slower, very inconsistent with his accuracy, but has all the arm talent in the world to make any single throw. He has a rifle. You just got to know where that rifle is going, and sometimes you just don't know where that thing's going. The Saints go get Chris Olave. I'm a Chris Olave fan. I like this pick, especially if they're not going quarterback. I'm a fan of the Saints going quarterback because, quite frankly, they don't have the money to go get a quarterback. They are buried with cap space. They just don't have any cap space. So maybe getting a quarterback on a rookie deal could be the move. That being said, I'm not a huge fan of any of these quarterbacks. So they go get Chris Olave, who is one of the best wide receivers in the class. I'm all right with it. Buttery smooth. I so agree with that. I mean, he is just so silky smooth running those routes. The Eagles go get Jaquan Brisker. I'm not a Jaquan Brisker fan. I'm more of just a Dax Hill fan. I think Dax Hill's ability to play man coverage is a lot better than Jaquan Brisker. And Dax Hill played nickel at Michigan his last year and he was very good at it. Dax Hill also has phenomenal speed, so he's going to have some serious range in the back end. I think Daxel could even play cornerback at the next level. I mean, this dude is really special. And he's my safety too. I also think the Eagles could certainly be in that line. I mean, Kobe Dean, Devin Lloyd. I like those guys a little bit more than Jaquan Brisker. I think it's a position in need. That being said, the Eagles never draft linebackers. So 20, Chargers trade back, go get Trevor Penning. He'll play right tackle, or Sean Slater will be on the left. I'm not the biggest Trevor Penning guy. I'm more, if you're looking for like a project guy, I like Bernie Ryman a little bit more. Trevor Penning is definitely a freak. He's very big. He's a good athlete. When he played Power 5 level talent, it was a little roller coastery. Went to the Senior Bowl, a little bit of a roller coaster. You'd like to see a guy like him when he plays that Power 5 NFL level talent. I'd like to see a little bit better film out of him. That being said, can't teach that size and nasty that Trevor Penning brings to the table. Patriots go get Devin Lloyd. I like it. I'm more of the Kobe Dean guy. That being said, Devin Lloyd is right behind him in my position ranks at the linebacker spot. He won't offer a ton of help in coverage. I think Devin Lloyd's pretty good at coverage. He's a really complete linebacker. I think he sees the field really well, has really good instincts, can blitz off the edge at a high level, gets in the backfield really well. I like Nakobe Dean's speed, the play speed a little bit more than Devin Lloyd. But I don't hate Devin Lloyd as a prospect. The Raiders go get Garrett Wilson after the Henry Ruggs car accident. Go get another weapon for Derek Carr, whoever that quarterback is going to be in 2022. Solid pick. I like Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 1 for me. Cardinals go get Kyler Gordon. There's better cornerbacks on the board. Roger McCreary, Andrew Booth. I mean, Kyler Gordon has all the physical traits, and that's one of the most important aspects you're looking at. Cornerback is the physical traits. Kyler Gordon is a freak athlete. He's going to test out of this world at the combine. I'm probably picking a guy that showed better film against better players. I mean, the Pac-12, you just don't get tested that much. And when he did, he showed a little bit of trouble with the ball skills. Cornelius Johnson got him a couple times at Michigan. I think there's better cornerbacks on the board for the Cardinals. Dallas Cowboys go Bernie Ryman. I'm a big Bernie guy. Dude was playing tight end 3 years ago. He's filling out the frame. He went from 240 to 300 in 2 years. I think he can come in and start right away. That being said, he might need a year to really get that full potential out of him, but I think this dude can be a very good tackle at the next level. I'm a fan of that pick. Buffalo Bills get Jordan Davis. I don't hate it. They're losing a lot of old guys on that defensive line, so you go get a young guy who is just one of the best guys in run defense. In the first round, I want to pick a guy who has a little bit more impact than Jordan Davis does. He's pretty one-dimensional run stuffer. Doesn't really get after the quarterback that well. Has to come off a lot of every 2 plays. Definitely position in need. I almost want to go like Tyler Linderbaum here for the Bills. Jordan Davis is all right, though. He'll do. Tennessee Titans go get Zion Johnson. He's number 2 interior lineman, guard prospect on my board behind Kenny Green. He had a very good Senior Bowl, showed that he can play center too, taking a lot of snaps at the Senior Bowl under center. Yeah, I like it. Tampa Bay Bucks go get Matt Corral, quarterback of the future. They're not Kyle Trask guys. They go get Matt Corral. All right, pick. I almost want to see what Kyle Trask can do. Bucks are in a weird spot, though, with Brady retiring. There are a lot of good prospects on this board still, though. Nakobe Dean still hasn't gone off the board. Green Bay Packers go get Nakobe Dean. There you go. He's my linebacker 1. He's a top 15 prospect on my big board. If you turn on the Georgia film, you try to watch any player on that team. I've watched a lot of Georgia film trying to evaluate these prospects. Nakobe Dean flashes every single play. I mean, this dude is all over the field, always around the football, flies around the field, very smart, instinctual player. 28, that's a steal for the Pack. Dolphins go get Jameson Williams. Takes a little slide after the ACL injury. Pair him up with Jalen Waddle, and your receiving core is flying around the field. I like that pick a lot. I mean, Jameson Williams getting them at 29. He was going to be maybe a top 10 pick before the ACL injury. Chiefs go get George Karlaftis, man. He slides to 30. This is a steal for the Chiefs. Power translates to the NFL. And this guy has NFL level power in his hands. Ingram is leaving in free agency. You go get his replacement in George Karlaftis. I think Dax Hill's a good fit at the Chiefs too if they don't get Tyrann Mathieu back. But he's just as he said, collapsing pockets. He's a very good in the run, setting the edge. And then the Bengals go get Tyler Linderbaum. See, I'm more of like they got to get a tackle. And I think they could trade up for a tackle. I think they could trade that 31st pick to go get a tackle. You got to keep Joe Burrow on his feet. The dude is carrying you to a Super Bowl, just getting murdered back there. Tyler Linderbaum, I don't know if he's helping it that much. I mean, he's the best center prospect, and you're getting him at 31 is a steal value-wise. But is that going to help Joe Burrow stay clean in the pocket? I don't know. Quay Walker, linebacker, goes. I like other guys, Christian Harris, Brandon Smith. Me and Lance Zierlein aren't really seeing eye to eye with some of these prospect rankings. And Lance Zierlein, he's a really respected, good draft analyst, and I'm just some average Joe who watches some football for fun. But we're not really seeing eye to eye. That's a review on the mock. I think there's some really good picks. I mean, George Karlaftis falls to 30 for the Chiefs. That's just absolute steal for them. I really don't see eye to eye with these Philly picks. I think Drake London's a solid pick, but I just don't see it with Kenyon Green, and I don't see it with Jaquan Brisker. I think Dax Hill, if you're trying to get a safety, is the better pick. And then, the Eagles have a lot more needs than another interior lineman. They just want Landon Dickerson. They have Jason Kelce, who might not play. Now he's a pending free agent. But I don't think that is where they need help. I think they need help at the linebacker spot. I think they need help at the cornerback spot. I think there's a good chance a Trent McDuffie falls to them. Andrew Booth falls out of the first round. Roger McCreary falls out of the first round. There's a lot of guys that I have top 20 grades on who are not getting picked in this draft. Without further ado, that's a review. Appreciate you guys rocking with the ROC Boys. A little quick mock for y'all on a weekday. Appreciate you guys watching. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.